Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Sports and Random Shit. I am your host, Queen J, and I am freaking irritated because I just recorded something for 10 minutes and it deleted my recording, and I'm so upset. So upset, but we're committed. We are committed. I just can't finish everything right now. It's gonna have to be in 2 parts. I was so scared of that happening too. It was such a good segment. Anyway, we will start off with the Kelce brothers, Jason and Travis. So honestly, Donna and Etta Kelce must be God's favorites because as parents, like, you are so lucky to have Jason and Travis as your kids. Like, bro, Jason, I mean, there's a rumor out there because he went on his podcast and he's like, it may happen, could happen. And he's just not coming on and saying that it fully happens. I'm sure they're still figuring out like details on the back end. But Jason will now be on the ESPN Monday broadcast for Monday Night Football. Excited to see that. He's totally fitting for TV. He got a taste of that like last year during TNF with Prime Video. I think he could have gone anywhere that he wanted to, but ESPN is where he is going to go. And on the same day, because, you know, one good thing happens to one brother, the other one follows. Travis got an extension with the Chiefs for 2 more years. So that means that Swifties will continue to watch Taylor Swift rock out for her man in the suites for at least 2 more years. And how lucky and blessed, and honestly just hardworking, obviously, but how lucky are they to finish their careers with their respective teams? Like, Travis isn't going to play anywhere else ever. Jason didn't have to play anywhere else. Like, they were able to figure that out. And honestly, like, it's just really remarkable to see. And dude, like, they're on top of the fucking world, man. Speaking of those boys, that podcast literally kills me. Jason is like I don't even know him, and I feel like I know him. Like, I totally get what people say when they feel like they know them when they don't. Jason is like the funniest fucking person I've ever met in my life. Like, even Travis, like, he's funny too, but even Travis is like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you smoking, dog? Because you are just saying some out shit. Like, today he was just like going on and on. Y'all have to watch the podcast. Honestly, he's just so funny, so fucking funny. Yeah, if you ever just want to have a good fucking time, have a great podcast. I mean, like, I love those boys. Honestly, I love that whole family. Like, we're really blessed to have them in this in this age where we have all this social media stuff, podcasts, like, we're very lucky to have them. Anyway, on to more NFL news. The draft was last week. We touched on it a little bit on the first round. I think that overall, I mean, a lot of teams did really well. I'm really excited to watch my Rams because I think that we had a really, 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 really good draft class. Like, we fucking killed it. Sean McVay has done so much without. I'm in the restroom. Okay, fix that right now. Has done so much without having any draft picks. We didn't have a first draft pick until since 2016. That's nuts. But I have a really good feeling. I'm so excited for football season. Can't wait for the schedule to come out next month. I think my prediction is it comes out May 10th because it always comes out around Mother's Day weekend. I think the Thursday before Mother's Day. That's when I think it's going to come out. But what do I know? Obviously, everyone was not surprised and super hyped about Caleb Williams getting drafted by the Bears. The Bears. First overall, super excited to watch them do their thing. Their offense looks fucking scary. I think they're going to be solid, man. I think they're going to be real solid. But remember, they are in a really tough division with the Lions, who are only getting better, with the Packers, which are also really good. And I'm going to go crazy here, and I'm going to make a really bold, maybe crazy prediction. And I'm going to call it right now. I think that the Packers may win that division. You know what's crazy? I wasn't a big Packer fan before, and it's not even that I disliked Aaron Rodgers, because I didn't. I just couldn't stand the fucking Packers. I would say no pack no, but watching Jordan Love, I really like him a lot. Like, first of all, I think it's because he blew my expectations. He's like, when they interview him, like, he just seems like such a good vibe, just a good fucking guy. I know he's been through a lot in his life, and I just think that he just showed out. He's like, I have really high hopes for the Packers, so I'm gonna go on a limb and just say that I think that they may win the division. It'll be really tough. Like, obviously, I'm surprised if the Lions take it again, but I mean, the Packers are the Packers. More NFL news. Zeke is back with them boys. That was the Cowboys going all in. That was Jerry Jones going all in. But honestly, let's be for real. Like, Zeke was never a Packer. I'm sorry, a Patriot. Like, it just didn't even look right. Like, what are you doing there? You don't belong there. That's not your home. And I think, like, he felt that way always. And I think that he's going to come back, and I think he's going to have a really good year. Obviously not ever be the player that he once was, but I think he's going to have a really good year because, like, I think he's going to be so happy to just be back. I mean, y'all saw him when they played against the Cowboys. The Patriots played against the Cowboys, and how emotional he was. Like, this is home to him. So I think that he will have a really good game, a really good year. And speaking of the Patriots, it's also going to be really interesting to watch him post-Belichick era, post-Tom Brady. I mean, it's been a few years, but still post-Tom Brady. New quarterback, just new everything all together. Of course, the new coach is a product of Bill Belichick, but still, it's going to be really interesting to see that. And speaking of Bill Belichick, he went from, like, the Grooge and, like, the Grinch to this happy man. I'm like, who is this? Because I saw him on the draft broadcast. Like, he just was smiling so much. He is obviously super knowledgeable. Like, he's like TV gold, honestly. I was shocked. But we saw more personality in that draft broadcast than we did all, like, seasons, 20 plus seasons, 30 plus seasons. I don't know how long he coached for in the NFL. And like, oh yeah, Bill, you just won a Super Bowl. Bill, the team just got dismantled. Like, it just, my point is, it's a facial expression all the time. More TV news. Roger Goodell went on Pat McAfee's show, and he said, hold on, you guys, I need to turn on this light, it's bugging me. Much better. He went on Pat McAfee's show and said that he wanted 18 regular season games as opposed to 17 regular season games. And if it's being said out loud, that means that it's already been talked about on the back end for quite some time. It would just be my assumption, because if the public knows, that means that it's already been talked about. He said he's not a fan of the preseason. I am not either, so I totally understand. Obviously, the players that suffer from this are like the non-starters, because this is a time to showcase themselves. I've seen a couple comments of people saying that they'd be okay with an 18-game regular season and minus the preseason if there was more players in the roster. So instead of a 53-man roster, maybe like a 63-man roster, just so it could give those players more time to showcase themselves. But I feel like they also have OTAs, camps, where they can also showcase themselves. And let's be for real, like, a preseason game is also not very telling, because it's not like the real thing. So I am all for just having 2 preseason and getting it to 18 games. Obviously, adding the additional bye weeks so that each team would get 2 bye weeks. And the best part of this is that they would push the Super Bowl back to President's Day weekend, like Jason Kelce was saying. Like, we have a 3-day weekend, because who gives a fuck about presidents anyway? You don't ever hear nobody saying, hey, let's celebrate the presidents. But you know what we do celebrate is a fucking Super Bowl, because it's a national holiday. I mean, I already gave myself the day off. Oh, by the way, I didn't say who gives a fuck about presidents. I'm just making a joke about his podcast, because I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Anyway, I already celebrate Super Bowl weekend like it's a fucking holiday, because it should be. Hello. So having it on an official holiday weekend would just be lit. It would solve, like, the not working. I mean, some people still have to work, but can't relate having that Monday off, not having school, being hungover in your own comfort. It's great. All of it great. However, since it falls on President's Day weekend, that means that it would fall during All-Star weekend. And it falling during All-Star weekend is just, I mean, the NBA is going to have to fucking figure it out. Because if you have the Super Bowl and the All-Star weekend, first of all, some players want to go to the fucking Super Bowl. If you have it during that weekend, like, literally nobody's going to watch. Like, nobody's going to watch the All-Star. They'll watch the Super Bowl. So they're going to need to figure something out. Either, I don't know what they do. I mean, use the Pro Bowl weekend as the weekend where you have the All-Star. Because, like, ain't nobody give a fuck about the Pro Bowl or the All-Star like that. It's cool. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody gives a fuck about it. That's fucked up. We care about it, but not over the Super Bowl. Like, the Super Bowl's up here, king, and that's what everyone's going to be watching. So the NBA will have to figure it out. Speaking of the NBA, JJ Redick is I mean, there's rumors that he might be the next Lakers head coach. There's a high possibility, as well as other teams. Obviously, JJ Redick's IQ is up there with LeBron's. They have their podcast together. They're like right here. And obviously, Bron being the GM in LA, it's whatever Bron says, it goes. So could I see that happening? Absolutely. Obviously, JJ doesn't have experience as a coach, but I mean, there's always a first time for everything, right? Especially if you're already like having like that same, if you're like right here with LeBron and you guys like understand our eye to eye, like I could totally see that working. Because let's be for real, LeBron is not going to leave LA. I know he said what he said about, I'm not going to answer that when they asked him if he saw his future with the Lakers. He's going to stay in LA. His family's in LA. They all have their thing going on here. He's concerned about family. Bronny, he wants to play with Bronny. That's like the last thing on his checking list. Like regardless of how good Bronny is or isn't, like that's still going to be so beautiful to witness. And I mean, let's be real. Like I don't really think that any teams are really fighting to pick up a player that averaged 4 points in college. No shade, but they're gonna bring in whoever LeBron wants as a coach. They're gonna bring in Bronny. They're gonna let LeBron do his thing the last couple of years. Hopefully we get a fucking championship. But I do presume us getting an all-star player during the off season because we need another superstar. We need that help. I'm still saying Trae Young, hoping that happens. But I do want to run it back. I want another championship. I want to fucking parade down Figueroa, man, with LeBron in it. Because you know how fucking sad we're all going to be when people like to talk shit about LeBron. It's okay. Success comes with haters. You have to be a polarized player in order for you to be the face of the NBA, which is what LeBron is. So we'll take all the shade and the hate. But do you know how incredible it is to witness him play and how sad we're all going to be when he retires? Because it's already happening right now. It's like the end of an era. We don't have Stephon with a shot in the fucking playoffs. We don't have KD. We don't have LeBron. So it's like we're like in like the new age of basketball. That makes me really fucking sad. It makes me realize how fucking old I am. Like slowly but surely all these players are retiring. We don't even have like the face of the NBA yet. Like yes, it's LeBron still. I think the other person that they keep mentioning is, I mean, there's all these other great players like Luka, Nikola Jokic, who else can be faced? Wembanyama, Shai. I mean, there's a few, but I think Anthony Edwards is probably the closest one. He has like that killer instinct, bro. Like I love watching that dude play. He's so much fun, but he's not there just yet. First of all, he needs a championship, then he can get there. But it's like, who's gonna be that polarizing player that just brings like, you either love him or you hate him? We kind of get to witness that right now because obviously there's no LeBron, there's no KD, there's no Steph, and so we are able to focus on other players. I just don't think, like, for example, Nikola Jokic has that. Like, he just doesn't have like that personality, that like it factor. I don't know what that it factor is, but you just know it when you see it. Like Patrick Mahomes, he just has like that it. I mean, obviously he's fucking one of one, ridiculously good. But they're just like those players that just have that it factor, and we're still trying to wait to see which one has it. Right now, I'm putting my bets, all my money on Ant-Man to do that. More, I guess, since we're talking kind of the Nuggets, this is kind of fucked up. Someone made this comment, I thought it was funny, but it's really fucked up. They're saying that Michael Porter Jr.'s parents went 1 of 4 because all the other kids suck. Got a 25%, at least they got one right. Someone said that MPJ got the junior because they knew from the rip that he was gonna be like the one that actually made it out to be like successful, because all the other ones are like, one is banned from the NBA for betting against himself. One is in jail for 6 years for accidentally killing somebody. That's really sad, under DUI. And then one just got arrested this week for potential DUI. I don't know if he was arrested or just stopped. I don't want to give false information, but I did want to make a point of that. And I think that is it for my sports news for this week. Oh, and I guess there's an update now because I was filming this yesterday, being Thursday. So as of today, Darvin Ham is no longer the coach. I do agree that they did put a lot of their excuses like on him, like he was a scapegoat. So I do understand that as well. I mean, it just comes with the territory of being a head coach. You're winning, you're praised, you're losing, it's your fault. You know, obviously I know that the players have to take accountability as well, but I didn't like him. Like, you just, for real, he was just a little too, like, bro, why are you so calm with your hands in your pocket? Like, I just don't feel like he was what we needed. I feel like I look at LeBron as a coach more than I look at him as a coach, but I feel the same way about Frank Vogel. But I also wasn't a fan of Frank Vogel. They just don't have like that, like, we're not, like, I don't feel we're better because of them, you know? I feel like we're just better because we have LeBron. So I hope that we get somebody that really, like, brings something out of us that we haven't done before. Anyway, that's my update for that. Now, what I did this week, honestly, it was a really quiet week for me. All I did is work, which is obviously a norm. Hosted an open house and all. And somebody store open house in, and I'm like, what the fuck are you supposed to do with that? Unless they're like squatters and they're trying to figure out a way to squat. Could be a possibility, but that open house sign is long gone. And then time for a market update. So the current mortgage rates are conventional is 7.41, FHA is 6.8, and VA is 6.8. Obviously, every lender can do something different for their clients, and it could get a little bit competitive. And the stock market, I mean, I haven't looked at my account yet, but I do see that all my coins are down. So this is I forget what they call it before the bull run. I'm not worried. It's just kind of like I put it out of sight, out of mind. It is what it is. Something else that was really exciting that I did this week is I paid off a lot of credit card debt like the last 2 weeks, and it helped my credit score go up. So excited about that. These are the things that we celebrate as adults. So I've been looking into that forever. Not that it was bad, but I just knew that it could be a lot better. Right, so things I did this week. Honestly, it was a really quiet week. So quiet. All I think I did is work. Just obviously the usual. I did something very exciting. I did pay off a lot of credit card debt these past 2 weeks, and I was able to increase my credit score because of that. So obviously that's always something exciting. We celebrate to that, right? Okay, moving on to market update. Interest rates are still about the same. Let's see actually here. In terms of like back to like the market update kind of, honestly right now in my life, my main goal, like literally the goal that I'm attacking at the current moment, like I said, is paying off credit card debt so I can increase my credit scores. I can purchase things that I need to purchase for my future, for my son, for myself, for my family. So my real estate career has kind of been put on pause. Not completely, like I'm still doing it. I still have some clients that are super active, but I'm definitely focusing more on, okay, what's bringing me money right now because I need to pay my life off. It just was really stressful. I got myself into a situation that I didn't need to be in, financially, and just like, okay, you know what? Like, we're gonna change that. So, still planning on focusing more on it like I was before, but like I said, you just have to adjust to what you need in your life at the moment that you need it. So that's where I'm at with that right now. Let's see. I have a lot of like fun facts this week. Fun facts, and yeah, so let's dive into it. So, people pleaser. I used to be the biggest people pleaser ever, and I still struggle with that sometimes because I hate letting people down. I feel like in my relationships, I've been like a people pleaser, and like I don't like for people to not like me. I don't like to not be liked, for one. I will say that. I mean, I understand that not all people in the world are going to like me, like that I get, but like at the end of it goes back to what I've said before about like not being like the favorite or whatever. And right now, like, I feel like I've come to a place where like I'm so okay with boundaries. I'm so okay with boundaries, but I just don't like when friends make you feel like bad for shit. Like, for example, you know, I have plans to do something. I had a friend who asked me to go to their birthday, and I couldn't because I already had prior plans. I know they were bothered by it, but I'm also like, I mean, you also didn't go to my birthday, so how are you bothered? Like, but I still feel so bad because it's like, bro, like, I do feel bad, but like, don't make me feel guilty. Like, I have prior plans. It's not my fault. It's not like, oh, I purposely planned that. You give me a heads up, and I'll like block that off if I haven't made plans already. But it's like, if I make plans, like, unfortunately, I can't be at 2 places at once. Yeah, so there's that. I'm feeling there's a little bit more details that I can go into, but it's just, I just don't. I'm trying really hard to not be a people pleaser anymore. And it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna please my friends, please my family if I can, you know. But if it's like out of my control, just don't make me feel guilty for it. Another fun fact is passive aggressiveness. I don't fucking do it. Like, my mom sometimes is guilty of this, where like something will bother her, and instead of like talking about it like you should, you just like make little comments, or you just act a certain way, and it's like, bro, I am not about to entertain that. Because I'm almost so fucking petty. Like, I don't know exactly what you're doing, and I'll act like I don't know what you're doing because I'm not about to entertain it. Like, I don't like when you do that. If I don't forgive that from my mom, my own mother, you best believe that you're a friend or somebody, that an acquaintance, whoever you may be, I'm definitely not entertaining it. Like, if you got something to say, talk to me. If we have a good relationship, just when something bothers you, just talk to me. I'm not a defensive person when it comes to talking to me. Like, I'll actually listen as long as you come at me right. If you come attacking me, then that's a different story. But just talk to me. Say, hey, you know what? So and so and so and so, whatever. But if you go and you say certain comments, or like, especially, this one pisses me the F off, because it's like, how fucking old are we? When you go and post certain comments on social media to like throw subs, and then people try to act stupid, like, oh yeah, I'm not throwing subs at you. It's like, like, bro, yes the fuck you are. Like, yes you are. I hate that, because it's like, how fucking old are you? Like, when I was going through with my ex-boyfriend and stuff, like, I would post like quotes and stuff, you know. You're very like into, I guess I would get very into the just things that were happening. It was a little different. It wasn't like throwing shade at my partner, because I definitely talked to my partner about how he made me feel. It was just more quotes that were relatable at that moment. But I'm talking about straight up talking shit specifically about certain things, when it's like, you know, they're targeted towards you. Like, you post that shit, and I'm literally going to not acknowledge it. Like, if you got something to say, you can talk to me. Otherwise, I will never bring it up, because you can be a grown up. You can be a grown up and talk to me. Otherwise, we're just gonna move on, right? Like, and then if you're holding all that rage and anger, that's your fault for not speaking up, because I am not a mind reader. Straight up. So I'm a very straight up person. So maybe that's why I project it. It's like I'm very, very honest. If something bothers me, I'm gonna talk to you. If it's worth even bringing up, something's bothering me, and I'm just like, it's not that big of a deal, and I let it go because it's just not that big of a deal. But that's just me. Another fun fact, totally random. I am scared of cruises. Like, they literally terrify me. First of all, I think they're so fucking boring to start off with. It's like you're in a hotel in the ocean, stuck. Like, the last cruise that I went on, truthfully speaking, the only reason I went was because it was my friend's birthday. So I was like, okay, I'll go. You know what fucking happened? We got fucking stuck and couldn't disembark because it was too motherfucking windy. So I was like, great. So you know what I did on a Sunday? I watched football and drank all day, which is something I would have done at home in the comfort of my own fucking couch or bed. Not in a boat. Not in a boat. Like, I'm just not a fan of cruises. I like exploring whenever I travel. So even when I went on like the 7-day cruise with my for my graduation back in 2015, I just wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan at all. Like, I think 7 days was too fucking long. Like, there's only so much I can do in this fucking boat. That's why I like to actually go to the place and explore. So I'm just not a fan of cruises. Not a fan of cruises whatsoever. Now on to, like, I guess dating. I had also wrote depression in here. I can't remember what I wrote depression for. But we're gonna maybe come back to that one next week. I should put more notes next to depression. Okay, pet peeve with dating. I absolutely hate all these things that I hate. So say you're like talking to a person and like you don't reply. Like I will say that I'm really bad with replying. Probably because I don't really look at you like a person I want to be with for the rest of my life. If I like you and I'm entertaining you, it's because I want to be with you, you know? Or I see some potential. If I literally just never reply, it's like, I mean, if a guy doesn't reply to me, especially say if I've like, you know, I showed interest, he doesn't reply, okay, no harm, no foul, you're not that interested, cool. Like, I'm not gonna keep being on your fucking nuts, like, talking to you. If you're not interested, like, it's cool. Like, I'm not pressed about that, I'm not hurt. It is what it is. But when men text you and you're just not, you know, it was like for example, I just forget to fucking reply. Like, men have done this a few times, but the last one specifically was like, oh, hey, like, you texted me, texted back, and he's like, oh, so you do remember me. And I literally just didn't text back just because I was just busy, and I just like literally forgot about the text message. And then hours later, guess not, ... You write that, I will literally never reply. I hate that. I'm just like, ew. Like, Kim, go work on yourself. Like, why are you so motherfucking insecure? And speaking about insecurities, I gave my number out. Sometimes I just give my number out for no reason. Like, I'm usually really good with saying no. And then when they're like, oh, why not? You don't have to use them. Like, I'm not, so I don't need it on my phone. Like, I'm very straight up. And then sometimes I think I just give it out for, I don't even know what reason. Usually when guys ask me right away to give me their number, I just don't. I normally give my Instagram, but in some cases, whatever. Like, I gave my number out recently. I couldn't tell you what the person looked like if I saw them in front of my face right now. Like, I think he just gave me his number, whatever. Texted me his name, cool. The next day he FaceTimed me, and I'm like, I met you for 2 business seconds. Don't FaceTime me. I'm on TikTok live right now. Like, I'm just like, I don't normally answer FaceTimes from guys that I just like haven't even had a conversation with in person. Like, why are you FaceTiming me? But I guess that's how you get to know people, right? So if I really had interest, then that's what I'm saying. Like, if I really had interest in you, I would have picked up that phone call. But I just was more interested in being on my TikTok live. And then he texted, yo. I didn't reply just because, again, like, I just fucking forget. Just like, it's not that important to me. So he texted me back, like, man, who the fuck is out their number? Just ghost me. He's like, you're weird as fuck. I started laughing. I was like, I'm weird. Okay. I guess it was, he does have a point. It's like, why did I give him my number? If I was just gonna do that. So basically back to my point of like, if I don't really care, like I'm just like, no, I'm a big no. You can't have my number. But yeah, it was fucking funny that he said that, and I'm like, you're weird. But again, like, go work on yourself. Like, why are you so pressed about a girl that you don't even know? Like, you don't know me. Don't be pressed about me. I'm sure you got bigger things to worry about than to be worried about me. Anyway, you know, another one, last but not least, man lying for no fucking reason. I'm sure women lie too, but I obviously, men is what I date, so this is what I know. Let me tell you this, guys, all right? Let me tell you this. It's not player if you're having to lie about it. Like, players don't gotta lie. Players are like, not even players. I mean, like, look at Nick Cannon. Cannon is able to have like 25 baby mamas, and they all, you know, they're still all dating because he's just honest. Like, I'd rather have an honest guy than one that claims to be not a hoe, you know, to be interested. And it's like, you do know that I know what you live like, right? You do know that women talk. Like, you do know that I know that you are a hoe. Like, so why don't we just skip that step, since I already know, and don't fucking lie to me. I think what guys is like, they try to be very charming, they'll talk to you, tell you whatever it is that you want to hear, and they still do their fuck shit. Like, just be honest. Again, I'm at a point in my life, I appreciate honesty. I do. Like, if you were like, yeah, you know, like, I like you, but I like all of them too, bet. Like, then I can make my decision as if to whether or not I want to entertain this or not. But as you're being honest, then we're cool. Like, who knows? Like, chances are that maybe I can still show interest in you. I mean, at this point in my life, I don't know that I would. Maybe that's why they lie, because they know. But either way, I'll find out. And then you know what the biggest turn off for me? As I've said before, lying. Don't fucking lie to me, because at that point you are questioning my intelligence, and that is just not something that I appreciate. So don't lie to me, man. Just be real. Like I said, if you really that player, you don't need to lie. And I think that is all for this week's episode. Hope y'all enjoyed.